site of the old Palace of Westminster. This particular building was designed by Sir Charles Barry, with detailed drawings by Augustus Pugin. It was opened by Queen Victoria in 1852. The Houses of Parliament cover a site of 8 acres. There are 11 courtyards, 100 staircases, and over 1,000 rooms. These are all connected by 2 miles. Then there'll be a flag on the top of the Victoria Tower during daylight hours, and a light burning at night at the top of Big Ben, which is at the far end of the building, which we shall see closer a little later. The building opposite the Houses of Parliament, with a tower within its confines, is one of London's major teaching hospitals. It's St Thomas's Hospital, and in fact it was on this site that Florence Nightingale came to start her training school at the Palace of Westminster. Towering over the Houses of Parliament is St Stephen's Tower, usually but incorrectly known as Big Ben. Big Ben is actually the name of the bell, which is situated 300 feet above London behind the 4 clock faces, each of which is 23 feet square. You'll obtain a better view of Big Ben from the opposite corner of Parliament Square shortly. Whilst we can't actually see the bell called Big Ben, we can hear it as it chimes all over London 4 times an hour. At these times, the guard is presented on foot. The guard is mounted by either...
Ja, dat komt uit het bos. Waar? but this is just one.
We're now making our way along the Strand. Strand means the verge of the river, and indeed we're travelling parallel to the north bank of the Thames at this point. Set back to our left, behind the frontages of this side of the road, is the district of Covent Garden, so named because for 300 years this was the location of the chief market for vegetables, fruit and flowers to the Old Bailey. This is the Central Criminal Court, and it's an area associated with all sorts of unpleasant dealings over the years. You can have a look at this area as well if you leave the bus at St Paul's. If you would like to alight from this London Pride bus to visit the cathedral, then this is our bus stop. If you do decide to alight, please ensure that you retain your bus ticket to allow you to reboard again later, and please check with the driver of this bus to find out the times of buses from here later in the day. This magnificent cathedral took 35 years to build. In part it's based on St Peter's in Rome, and its architect was Sir Christopher Wren. It's his most famous creation. Indeed, this is the church where Lady Diana and Prince Charles chose to be married, in preference to Westminster Abbey. The dome itself is 365 feet high. Then come down again on the right hand side. From the top of that covered walkway we can get some very fine views all over London, and in particular of HMS Belfast, which we can see moored there in the foreground. HMS Belfast was a cruiser in the Second World War. She was originally built at the Harlanden Wharf Yard in Belfast in Northern Ireland and launched on March the 17th, 1938. She's absolutely the last big gunship of the British fleet. And if you'd like to go on board and see what it was like to be on a real fighting ship in World War II, then she's permanently moored here as a floating museum and open during daylight hours. Now, dating from the presence of the Royal Menagerie here, folklore has it that if the ravens leave, then the tower will fall. So as a precaution, the official ravens have their wings clipped. But one raven is kept as a spare, just in case. If you're coming down to the Tower of London, you'll want to see the Crown Jewels. The Imperial State Crown is worn by Her Majesty the Queen when she officially opens Parliament once a year. If you're coming to see the jewels, make sure you're early, as it gets very crowded later in the day. And now if I can briefly draw your attention to the other side of the road, you'll see Tower Green. This may look very pleasant now, but in days gone by this was a place for executions and was surely one of the most bloody places in the land. Also here you can see a section of the ancient Roman wall of London.
Mira, oh, que es bueno de post.